Artificial intelligence is changing almost every industry, and test and measurement is no exception. As systems become more complex, engineers are being asked to move faster, analyze more data, and build more reliable test applications in less time. In response, Emerson has continued investing in the NI platform to make sure it is ready for this new era of AI-enabled engineering. One of the most important results of that investment is Nigel, NI's AI tool designed specifically for test and measurement. Named after the original National Instruments Eagle mascot, Nigel is not a general-purpose chatbot. It is tuned for engineers building, debugging, and improving test systems. By drawing on decades of NI innovation, Nigel is designed to provide contextual support, automation, and insight directly inside the workflows engineers already use. What makes Nigel different is its focus. General AI tools can answer broad questions, but they do not always understand the specific needs of test engineers, measurement hardware, LabVIEW applications, or automated validation workflows. Nigel is built for that environment. It can help users understand test applications, work with NI hardware and software, and support engineering tasks where context matters. Instead of treating test and measurement like a generic programming problem, Nigel is designed around the tools, terminology, and workflows that engineers use every day. Security is also a major part of Nigel's design. Its architecture is deployed on Emerson's secure cloud operations platform and hosted on Microsoft Azure. NI states that customer data is kept locally on the user's device, is not saved by Nigel, and is not used to train models. Network traffic is also encrypted using TLS, helping protect sensitive engineering data as teams work with AI-enabled tools. For industries like aerospace, defense, automotive, semiconductor, and advanced manufacturing, that security-first approach is essential. Test data can be highly sensitive, and engineers need AI tools that support productivity without compromising confidentiality. During this year's keynote, NI shared several upcoming capabilities that show how quickly the tool is evolving. This summer, LabVIEW Plus will add new Nigel features that expand it beyond an advisor role. Nigel will be able to help create code, improve data analytics, and operate more like an author within the test development process. These updates include a plugin for Flex Logger and the ability to use Nigel with DAC-MX code. For LabVIEW users, this is especially interesting because LabVIEW's graphical environment is already easier to debug than many text-based programming workflows. By adding coding assistance from a large language model trained for test and measurement, Nigel helps bring AI-supported development into a familiar engineering environment. Instead of starting from scratch or digging through documentation for every step, engineers will be able to ask Nigel for help generating and improving test code. This can speed up development, reduce repetitive work, and make it easier to move from a test idea to a working application. But code generation is only part of the story. Another area where Nigel is expanding is data analytics. During the keynote, NI demonstrated this with a simple acoustic test. A trombone was played into a microphone, generating raw audio data. Raw test data can be difficult to interpret, especially when there are large files, multiple channels, or unexpected anomalies. Using Nigel within System Link, that raw acoustic data was quickly transformed into an organized, color-coded chart. From there, users could ask deeper questions about the data, identify unusual behavior, and create action items for specific team members. This kind of workflow shows how AI can help bridge the gap between raw measurement data and meaningful engineering decisions. For test teams, that matters. Data analysis is often not just about finding a number, it is about understanding what happened, why it happened, and what needs to be done next. Nigel is being developed to support that entire process, from capturing data to interpreting results to helping teams act on what they find. One of the most exciting announcements is that Nigel is expected to evolve beyond an advisor and author into a true AI agent for test and measurement. In many validation workflows, one of the first steps is reading a test plan, reviewing documentation, understanding requirements, and figuring out how to turn those requirements into an actual test system. That process can take hours, and it requires a lot of careful interpretation. With its upcoming agent capabilities, Nigel will be able to read and help design test plans, make recommendations, ask follow-up questions, and gather more context as needed. As engineers make choices, Nigel will be able to update test plans and documentation in real time. Users can still take over and edit the document themselves, but the goal is to reduce the time spent on tedious documentation tasks and keep the workflow moving. What used to take hours could soon take minutes. Nigel is also being designed to connect with industry-leading AI models such as GPT and Claude, allowing users to choose the model that best fits the task. It may even be able to switch models mid-task depending on what is needed. This flexibility matters because not every AI model is best at the same type of work. Some may be better for code, others for summarization, planning, or reasoning through complex workflows. Nigel's role is to bring those capabilities into the test and measurement environment in a way that is useful, secure, and connected to the tools engineers already depend on. Another powerful part of Nigel's future is its ability to communicate directly with NI hardware. For example, gRPC drivers can allow remote connection between Nigel and PXI modules. This opens the door to more intelligent debugging, configuration, and analysis across physical test systems. For debugging and analysis, Nigel is also expected to support comparisons between historical data and current live data. By overlaying past and present results, engineers can identify trends, spot differences, and better understand how a system is behaving over time. Those results can then be shared with a team or printed for documentation. Nigel represents a major step forward for AI in test and measurement. It is not just about asking a chatbot questions. It is about embedding domain-specific intelligence into the tools engineers already use to design, validate, debug, and document complex systems. By combining NI's hardware and software expertise with modern AI models, Nigel has the potential to make test development faster, data analysis clearer, and engineering workflows more connected. These updates will be available on July 28, 2026. This concludes today's video. Thanks for watching. If you're looking for legacy NI parts, calibration services, or more technical resources, head on over to apexwaves.com to get what you need fast. We have thousands of NI parts in stock and ready to ship, including legacy and obsolete modules you won't find anywhere else. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more product highlights, how-tos, and industry insights.